Congratulations, Shane. Had a bit of fun out there. That the most fun you've ever had in the middle in a Test match?
It is, yeah, absolutely. To be able to go out and be in an opportunity to be able to have a licence to take on the game certainly was, it was a lot of fun for it to come off the way it did today. To be able to get through last night and know that there's probably going to be an opportunity to be able to try and take the game on this morning to give ourselves a big total and plenty of time to be able to bowl the English out.
Confident you'll bowl them out tomorrow?
Confident, yeah, absolutely. Certainly a good night's sleep will freshen our bowlers up, and to be able to have a really good crack first thing in the morning. We didn't bowl as well as we would have liked in that last session. We weren't as probably consistent as what we were throughout the rest of this Test series, but we certainly know what we would get back to be able to bowl the English guys out. Stokes batted really well, as did Ian Bell, so they certainly provided a good challenge for us. But we know if we just got to get back to what the things that have really given us the success throughout this series so far, just bowling those full lengths and challenging a little bit more than what we did this afternoon.
Shane, when you and George were going so well this morning, I mean, it wasn't just any old bowlers you were hitting into the crowd. I mean, you've got Jimmy Anderson there and Graham Swan. They're two guys that England have looked to really to be their lead bowlers in the last few years. It seemed quite significant to a lot of people watching. I mean, do you feel that those guys in particular have lost something, lost their edge perhaps as strike bowlers for England?
Look, I don't think they've lost their edge. There's no doubt that Stuart Broad's injury certainly meant a lot to the English guys. Jimmy Anderson and Stuart Broad are certainly have always done an amazing job for the English, and also Graham Swan. A lot of us have played all these guys a lot over the last couple of series, and we're starting to get closer to being able to, more so just know how to not allow them into the game. And as I said, Stuart Broad's injury certainly made it a lot more difficult for the English quicks, especially. It's been pretty warm out there. Certainly provided a big challenge and a big workload for someone like Jimmy Anderson that has been through this whole series as well. So, we've certainly seen the out from our side, the worst side throw that I've been involved in for 3 series. So it's nice to be on the other side of that at certain times, especially for guys, or someone like Jimmy Anderson, who's had a huge impact in the series that we have lost as well.
Shane, the Ashes are tantalisingly close. What's the mindset of you guys when you go out there over the last couple of days with the game sort of running strongly in your favour? Are you thinking about the Ashes and what's at the end of it? I mean, how do you approach it?
Trying not to, as much as we possibly can. It's certainly, it's a special moment at this point in time in everyone's career in the Australian team to be in the position that we are. But we certainly can't get in front of ourselves. We know that the English are always going to fight until the end, and we're going to have to be at our best turning up tomorrow morning to be able to get the results that we deserve in the end. We've certainly had the running in every game. We've made the running in every Test match so far, but the game doesn't owe us anything. We certainly have to be out there in the morning and bowl really well to give ourselves the best chance to be able to, I suppose, achieve a few dreams for a lot of us who have been involved for the last few series especially.
And what was the feeling when Kevin Peterson, having hit Lyon for 6, managed to pick out Ryan Harris at long on?
It was quite good. There's no doubt that any time you can get Kevin Peterson out, he's certainly he's a world-class player. And Nathan Lyon's had a fair bit of success against him over the last 2 series as well. So we know that Kevin Peterson certainly can score big runs and has in the past as well. So it was nice when that ball certainly got held up in the breeze and Ryan took a really good catch. It certainly went very high, and it's always nice to see the back in Kevin Peterson's, no doubt.
Sorry, I meant to ask. I should make it clear. What did you think of the way he got out?
Oh, the way he got out. Look, in the end, Kevin Peterson always takes on the game, and that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy watching him bat as a player. More so not against us, because you don't want to be chasing leather around, but as a batsman himself, that's the way he plays, and that's the reason why I've always enjoyed watching him play against other countries more than anything. He always takes on the game, always takes on spin, takes on the quicks as well, and it just this series for him, it hasn't fallen his way exactly, but you always know something's going to happen when he comes into bat, and that's, I think, the reason why a lot of people around the world love watching him bat. That's just, he lives and dies by the sword at certain times, and at the moment it's not really, hasn't really come off for him exactly, but, that's the reason why he's had so much success through his career as well. So I don't read anything into it apart from it's just not his time exactly at the moment, and it's coming our way at the moment.
Lawrence, you're on. Tim?
Shane, given the way that you've outplayed England, throughout the series, do you sense now that, this is the changing of the guard and that you can build on what you've achieved here and, obviously become a lot more successful team with this group of players?
Yeah, we're certainly playing a lot better cricket. We're playing, and even in our one-day cricket as well, in the lead-up to this Ashes series, we're playing the Australian brand of cricket. We're taking the game on. And everyone's performing really well and putting their hand up when the team needs it. It really is, even from the first week or so when Darren Lehmann took over, it's, for me, it has been the most exciting time in my career to be involved in the Australian team, to see how everyone's continuing to really grow under Darren's leadership has been, as I said, it's really been a special time in everyone's career, and especially mine, to know the sort of ups and downs that we've been through at certain periods, especially over the last 3 or 4 years. So, we know exactly what we've got to go tomorrow morning, and we're certainly not getting in front of ourselves at all. But it's, as I said, we're certainly having a lot of fun out there, and playing the way that we know we're going to get the best out of ourselves, and that's all we can ask.
John?
Shane, what's your take on Ben Stokes a couple of matches into his Test career?
I think he's been very impressive. To see the workload that he went through when Stuart Broad hurt himself today and yesterday as well. And he sustained his pace really well. He put in the whole time, and the way he batted today, he really took on the game and batted beautifully. So I think he's a very exciting prospect for England to be able to see the way he just comes in. He certainly doesn't take a backward step at all. And he didn't in his debut as well in Adelaide. He didn't take a backward step. So, I think he's a really exciting all-rounder. I think England should be very keen to see him continue to grow, because he's going to be continue to be a really good cricketer, and I think he's only really going to get better.
Last question, Brian.
Shane, what was it like watching George take on a quality bowler like Jimmy Anderson for 28 runs in an over? What was it like watching that? And did the team know or find out later that was the Test record for most in an over?
Was it? Okay. No. We didn't know. So we didn't know. Yeah, equalled. Okay. Look, there's no doubt we've certainly had quite a few bad experiences against Jimmy Anderson. I certainly have been a part of that over the last 3 series that I've been involved in. So to see that is always nice to have the shoe on the other foot, because he certainly had the upper hand from on a lot of our batsmen, the Ashes series that I've been involved in. So it's always nice to see the shoe on the other foot at times, knowing that at certain times we individuals in the Australian team have been at their mercy at times as well. So it's certainly provided a little bit of enjoyment for us.
Last question, Tanya.
Shane, how do you sum up your dismissal?
I wish Ian Bell caught it, because it would have made things a lot easier. And it would have been even worse if Tim Breslin missed the stumps and went for 4 overthrows as well. So, but yeah, as a young kid, you're always taught to make sure that you run through and don't give up, because there's always a chance of them dropping it. But I just thought it was too much of an easy one to drop. So it wasn't good, was it? I'm not going to really like seeing that back for until the day I die, I think. Well, I won't be showing my little boy that, because that was pretty embarrassing.